Good morning. You guys are looking a little tired today. Maybe it would help you to wake up if we started with just a little bit of a life-threatening situation. And while we were at it, with a good bump of your nose to the wheel. So the camera driver told us that he doesn't really know why he didn't see that overtaking car earlier. And it must have been the very same thing with the other driver, possibly playing chicken with our man here unintentionally. He was certainly awake after this shock. Switching to something less critical. Here we got a poor truck driver who had to learn it the hard way to not use streets which are closed for huge vehicles.
Ich verstehe das doch selber nicht. Das ist total, weiß ich nicht. Wie gesagt, die haben sich richtig Gedanken gemacht.
Surprise, mother trucker.
Genau. Alter, war das haarscharf.
KTP then stopped for checking if there were any scratches to his ride, but there were none to find. And talking about contact between two cars, take a look at this crap. Standing on the left one of two left-only turn lanes, the white van then decided he does want to go right. You can see the right turn lane on the far right, where he wants to go, so he needs to back up in between other cars. You can't see it due to the censoring, but the guy was clearly looking at our fender. Our clip donator did not realize that both cars did in fact touch. He recognized it later and filed a criminal report, including the dashcam footage. However, nothing resulted of it because the officials couldn't verify that the scratch on the car was created by the white van. Sucks for Stang, he loves his Mustang convertible. But could be worse. And here we are driving with somebody whose username translates to Grandpa's watching you. I got no idea how old the camera driver is, but screw it, that's awesome. So anyway, he wants to show us his favorite junction where a lot of weird stuff happens. First, this guy runs the red light as if it's the most common thing in the world. This guy here seems to not have woken up yet. And then, as the lights were not running, he encounters a driver who apparently suffers from very severe eyeball issues. Watching Grandpa then just lets him go to not create any unnecessary escalation. We know that. Everybody still likes to cross the road when it's red, just one day it's not gonna be funny anymore. But you know, these days we're all so short on time we can't be asked to waste our precious lifetime waiting for green lights only to keep traffic safe for everybody, am I right? Also, we need to make up for those moments where there is a speed trap and you gotta make sure to be far slower than the speed limit, right? Everybody knows if you're not braking down to at least half the speed limit, a handful of cops will jump out of the bushes, pull you out of your ride and kick you in the balls. But you know what's funny to me as a German? Our country has automatic toll systems, which analyze only trucks on certain roads. They look similar to those pipe speed traps, so people are often braking hard in front of those too, because they just don't know. Still annoying though. After the speed trap, people are able to wake up their sleeping foot again. Tim seems to be driving somewhere here, where I used to live too. Not the loveliest place in Germany, but anyway. He started smelling something burning and couldn't fathom where that was coming from. He then got a suspicion it might be this truck, which is carrying dangerous goods, being displayed by this orange panel in the back and front. As Tim gets closer, he somehow recognizes that it seems to be originating from the right front wheel brake of the truck. First, he needs to back off a bit due to those two entering cars, but then he can see that the brake is not only smoking, but already generating flames. So he's going for a very brave move to stop the truck driver from going further. Looking to the left here, you can see the smoke coming from the wheel. Tim gets out to inform the driver about the critical status of his wheel. And this blue service van on the left there stops as well to assist after potentially having seen the smoke as well. Wise as he is, Tim always got a fire extinguisher in his car, which he now grabs in order to kill the fire on the truck's wheel. In Europe, trucks with dangerous goods need to have at least 2 fire extinguishers on board. But where Tim already had his extinguisher at hand, he quickly grabbed that one to not lose any time. Not a bad decision to make. Such a little one won't really help for putting out whole vehicles in flames, but they are certainly lifesavers for killing the sources, which would easily lead to a burning disaster. Because of that, it's a really good decision to always carry a fire extinguisher in your car. You may prevent some car from completely getting killed, maybe even your own. Tim certainly did a really good thing here. The truck was not able to safely go on driving and was towed away a little later. Here comes a tricky one. We are still with Tim and he sees a car coming, which is firing its right indicators. So Tim thinks the car will turn and pulls out. Now, the car that was honking at him turned out to be a driving school vehicle. So the whole story is that in Germany, student drivers usually have to indicate right after they are done passing an obstacle on the road, which is a parking car here. Tim thought of this that the other car would turn, leading to quite some misunderstanding and potential for an accident. That is why I see those orders to driving students to be indicating right after passing rather critical. It gains almost nothing but creates confusing situations. I can't tell about the regulations in your country, but here there are no clear laws about who would be at fault in such a situation. So, simple moral of the story, which can be used anywhere on the planet: do not trust anybody's indicators. They might have just forgotten they are still running, or they might intend something different than what it looks like. Always be cautious when you want to go the same way an indicating car is going at that moment. And gotta be real here, being cautious is always good advice, especially on a bike. Often it's just like this: the more delicate the bike, the more reckless its owner is. Everybody's gotta go fast these days. Here we got quite so many cars piling up next to this bus lane. And boy, is this a tiny bus! Today we had many encounters with red lights and green lights and stupid lights, so for a change, have some very different and awesome lights. That's it for today, ladies and gentle dudes, though I wonder how many watchers are actually female. Supposedly not very many, but anyway, go for the subscribe button, don't make me tell you where it is, and then we'll meet up again very soon. Take a cold one. Prost.